Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is John and this is your Modern Tech Breakdown. Today I'm looking into a possible strategy that Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, might be pursuing. Let's jump into it. Alright, so you may have noticed that OpenAI has been in the news a lot lately the past 2 or 3 weeks. They transitioned to a for-profit company, which is something they have been pursuing for over a year now, and they've also announced a whole slew of new deals with other tech companies that have such huge dollar amounts associated with them that it's kind of insane for a company that is currently losing billions of dollars per year. But why is this happening? So it makes sense that they would be doing deals with chip makers, data center builders, and cloud providers. But why make announcements with such huge, enormous, and hard to fathom dollar figures? Well, for one thing, the big announcements are great for PR. They help OpenAI position itself as the clear leader in the space, and it helps the other tech companies' stock price by announcing huge chunks of revenue. So there's an incentive on both sides of these deals to make big, splashy announcements. But I think there's a bit more to it, and I suspect, as does Tim Higgins here from the Wall Street Journal, that OpenAI is trying to become too big to fail. I think they're trying to buy a seat at the big table in Silicon Valley by making deals with all the established players, and it's a shrewd move that I think could buy OpenAI some time should they hit a rough patch. Let's think about how too big to fail has worked in other industries. First, in 2008, there were many large banks that had bad mortgage loans on their books. They went to the federal government as a group and made the argument to the politicians and the executive branch that the economy would be devastated if they were allowed to go under, and the government bought it and bailed them out. The automakers did the same thing, but instead of focusing on their role in the economy, they focused on the number of people that work in the auto industry, from manufacturing, selling, financing, servicing automobiles, and how that would look to voters. And again, the powers that be in Washington, D.C. decided to bail them out. Now let's take that lesson to OpenAI. If OpenAI had difficulties last year or the year before that, it would be pretty easy for D.C. power players to ignore them and just let them go under. But now, after all these deals have been announced, if OpenAI has financial problems, those problems are going to be spread all across the tech sector. And all these companies that want to be paid for OpenAI are going to be calling up everyone they know in DC and helping OpenAI get favorable treatment. I think this is part of Sam Altman's approach with all these multi-billion-dollar deals that he's been signing lately. And honestly, it's probably a smart approach. And while I don't think the government should be helping companies like this approach is somewhat more palatable than Anthropic's approach of playing up all the scary scenarios of what AI could possibly turn into in order to get government regulators and lawmakers to build some barriers to entry for them. But there you have it, just some speculation on what could be happening with OpenAI and all these enormous deals. That's all I have on it for today. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you next time.